Hi, Robin here, looking at legal, moral, cultural and ethical issues. This is for the OCR A-Level Computer Science. We're going to be looking at the environmental impacts of computers. Now, it's interesting with computers because in many ways there is a strong argument that computers are better for the environment. You're not having to cut down trees to make paper. There's not the same wastage in many ways. However, computers do come with other problems instead, particularly the electrical waste that comes from them. And again, the need to sort of use kind of hazardous substances and rare minerals to create processors and hardware and things like that, which kind of causes issues. None of these three laws kind of apply directly to the specification, but they are laws that apply to this environment. So that's why I've included them. Again, you can sort of see that none of these laws are within the spec, but they are all laws that are kind of affecting us. So, again, it's why I've included them, though it's more just being aware of that they exist and that they do have an impact. So things like Environmental Protection Act and certainly the right to repair laws, meaning that you can have your computer repaired rather than having to buy an upgrade or other sort of usage kind of apply here in the process of it. So really with this, whereas the law aspect is going to be minimal within a question, what is much more prevalent and would be likely to be asked in an exam question would be kind of the impact of it is being used. So for example, AI models emit massive amounts of CO2 and therefore again a very high kind of energy in the way that they kind of behave and sort of the impact of generating that energy. Again, we've got issues with e-waste and the kind of the problems with that of disposing of batteries and smartphones and AI chips, etc. Again, we've got things to do with sustainability and whether companies are forcing people to have to buy upgrades and updates rather than making them longer lasting, and again the impact of that. AI itself obviously has an impact in sort of how it's used, whether it could be used for helping with climate modelling and conservation, and again whether that high energy usage to generate that knowledge is worth the payoff. And again, there's obviously a big argument around tech companies and kind of where their responsibilities lie. Are they appropriate for the products that they make, or is that the customer that's responsible for dealing with that, and kind of the sort of encouraging those companies to make investments into sort of green aspects. Other moral aspects to consider with this, things like how future generations will be impacted by the developments of technology, how sort of the distribution of kind of environmental aspects across the world will impact. So one country shouldn't be being damaged for the benefits of another, and therefore again kind of where that waste will be put and potentially discarded in many ways. And again, there is a big argument that AI can predict potentially natural disasters, which again could save lives and sort of help with that. There is the other aspect of sort of digital overconsumption, particularly, and kind of how people are using them more and more and whether that usage is appropriate. There are cultural considerations as well to be made here. So obviously there's a big drive towards trying to protect the environment, but how those laws are applied to sort of ensure that this happens and put pressure onto the organisations and to people to discard of their waste appropriately. Again, things like e-waste are a big issue here, and the usage of them. And again, is it appropriate for, say, Western countries to export their e-waste to places like Africa and Asia, and therefore potentially harming the communities that live there? Okay, well, thank you for watching. I hope you found that useful. Please do like and subscribe, help me to help others, and I'll hopefully see you again.